Sorry, I was just you see, I went and bought myself the new Arsenal away kit, right? This is the kit review for Arsenal 2024-25 season away kit review, brought to you by yours truly, Hot Fuzz 44. Ah, crikey, kit designers, eh? They love to take things up a notch with trying to find new ways of off-putting, the old school fans, veer away from designs and styles that are naturally visioned, envisioned. We envision an actual club top, club shirt, club jersey that represents what the club is. But we've got Lynx Africa kits over here representing uh, the famous Arsenal. Peculiar, very, very peculiar. But we're not here to talk about kits. Oh no, we're not here to talk about kits. Funny dispute about the Man United away kits, by the way, with Manchester City saying, I told you Manchester's blue, look at them. Well, funny thing is that most times when United have been, you know, using blue kits were during the most successful seasons of the club's history. So, it's incorporated in our DNA. When we play with blue kits, good things usually come of it. I'm pretty sure during the season under LVG that we had the blue kit, we won the FA Cup. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if it was that season, but still, blue kits and Manchester United seemingly have trophy-winning affiliations, as per history. But we're not here to talk about kits. We're here to talk about signings. Signings. Signings, I hear you say. Where are they? Where are the signings? Where's the pens to papers and contract signings gone? We started off the summer absolutely firing all cylinders. We were on cloud nine. We were flying high, soaring over the clouds, and nobody could drag us down. We had all the rivals on string saying, "Look at these bums, they're signing." Well, the thing is that when Manchester United do things right, it tends to invoke a lot, and I mean a lot, of salty copium reactions. A lot of salty reactions. Everyone's on cope, trying to cope. Please don't let this be that Manchester United resurgence we've all been dreading. Yeah, it's coming, people. It's coming eventually. It might be slow but steady. That sometimes, in the instance of I was about to say the whore in the whore in the Tetris. Why was I thinking of whore in Tetris? But the turtle, the hare and the tortoise. That's it. The hare and the tortoise, the whore and the Tetris. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the whore and the Tetris. The whore and the Tetris is the new rendition. But yes, the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady, actually can win you the race. And are we here for the destination? Are we here for the journey, guys? Well, we might have to do a bit of journeying, and it might take us a bit of detouring to get to our destination. Let's be real. Because, again, let's, as Manchester United fans, acknowledge the fact we've been run like a circus for the best part of 17 years. Bankers, wankers, tankers in charge of our football club, and smearing, smudging its great name, slandering, absolute slander from within. What do we say with this ownership, man? What do we say with this ownership? And it's claw, its peripheral claw, just it's still there. It's looming. You know, the stench in the air is still looming. You can still sort of make out that there is a stink, Glazonomic stink, and players signed by the previous administrations are solely, and I mean solely, to blame. Because what we're faced with are now, whether it's actually the players going out, that's the problem, or whether it's actually, and thinking about it, maybe the pre-season tour, sending all the people that would usually be spearheading the transfer activities to the other side of the world, whilst home base needs tending to. Yeah, it doesn't really give for good reading, and a lot of the players that are meant to be walking out the door for the last time are literally out there in the States with you. Chelsea, although brutal, and maybe in some regards, for example, Trevor Chalobah, although I think Trevor Chalobah's one of their more decent performing centre backs. I do. I believe Trevor Chalobah is an ideal candidate for their backline next season. But he was told, look, we're planning to sell you. You're on the chopping board. You're staying home. We're going to the States. You're staying on the other side of the pond. We didn't do that with any of our players. None of them. Absolutely none of them. The only ones that have stayed are the ones that competed in the later stages of the Euros. Everybody else went. All of the Deadwood. All of the Deadwood went. And I don't know if there's some insider plan with this, but I'll tell you what it has done is it's put the brakes on all incomings. The brakes have been applied, emergency brake, you name it. We can't release the emergency brake until the conductor has arrived. The conductors are in the States and the train's broken down in the UK. The intermediaries supposedly that were left behind, I don't know, they don't seem very good at keeping the machine oiled and fully functioning. They've had minuscule talks, and that's pretty much it. Telling people, no, you can't bid £13 million for Scott McTominay, Galatasaray. We want 25. Or trying to slowly push Wan-Bissaka out the door, meanwhile he's busy on tour. Yeah, it's not really ideal, is it? So for me, if it was down to me, if we're looking at Manchester United, I don't know. I don't know whether this is just a one big money grab monstrosity that we try to boost revenue by doing this tour rather than staying back in the UK and essentially just focusing on rebuilding the fundamentals of the club. I see that monetary importance is still very much at the forefront. Which is a shame. It's a shame where we've got players that need to be sold ASAP and 3 players that are terms agreed and are waiting for Manchester United Football Club to actually start doing things. We hold the key, guys. We are the holders to our destiny. And we're not really achieving destiny right now. We're not really achieving anything. It's very much gridlocked. We need to sell players in order to bring players in. Mazraoui, terms agreed, waiting on the clubs. Matthias de Ligt, need to sell Lindelof or Maguire or both, which Maguire said that he's staying. Again, player power. Why is he saying that? He shouldn't. He really, really shouldn't. And if I was his boss, I'd be slapping him. I'll be mad slapping him. I'll just be like, mate, you are an employee. You are an employee. You don't just say, oh, well, I'm going to stay here. And nothing that anybody can do about it. I would have just said, cool, cool. So what's going to happen is me conforming to the manager, we're going to decide you're not even making matchday squads for all of next season. The whole season. Literally, you could be performing better than Lisandro Martinez and Lenny Yoro and Matthijs de Ligt, for example, if he's here. You could be performing miles better than them. No matchday squad for you, buddy. No shot. No. You're not bigger than the club. There's got to be an element of a club where the foot gets planted. The foot gets put down and enough is enough. No. You do what we say. That's a non-negotiable. So de Ligt probably may happen if Lindelof goes. But again, Lindelof, another player, he's on the tour. He is out in America. Why? We can't sell a player that's in America. He has to be back in the UK. So there's that. So yeah, again, de Ligt, terms agreed. Need to sell a player in order to, bring him in. And then Manuel Ugarte. Of course, we're somewhat waiting for PSG to sort their business out, but they've also mentioned, media outlets, that is, that we've got to sell a midfielder to make room on the financial spreadsheets, but also in the squad, position allocations and whatnot. We've got to sell a midfielder to make way for Manuel Ugarte if we want that deal done. They're talking about an Amrabat coming in as an excess signing, which maybe that does happen. But again, that sort of a second midfield signing, I think, is one of those that, you sort of do that the tail end of the summer transfer window. I'm talking, whilst, after, the first Premier League game, after the second Premier League game of the season, within that I think it's between the second and third Premier League game is the last full week before we get to the closing of the transfer window before August the 30th. So yeah, so that's in essence the situation that we've got right now. That Manchester United Football Club is currently undergoing a spell very reminiscent of Glazeronomics, very reminiscent, where the club goes on tour, nothing gets done. If you want stuff done, you're doing it in a panic when you get back from the tour, and literally it feels more panicked. We could have done some of these deals, the practicality of these deals before the tour, but you stick a tour smack bang in the middle of where you're supposed to be doing the very height of your business. You're not going to get deals done. You're just not. Arsenal were doing their their cauliflower deal for months, genuinely for months, talking to the player, then getting it to the next stage of agreeing the terms, then getting it to the next stage and agreeing the fees with Bologna, then the next stage of Bologna getting the green light from Basel, so on, so forth, and he's eventually there. A lot of the Arsenal faithful are talking about, oh, look at this, we've got this player coming up next, My brother, your board operates very similarly to the incompetency of the Manchester United board. You're on a tour. If there is no deals in progress, like genuine progress, then you're not signing anybody until you get back from the tour. You're not. You're just not. Which is really, really stupid. But then again, you can almost say the same thing about everybody else. Tottenham, they're only figurative signing, it was significant signing they've made is an Archie Gray, an 18-year-old DM. Like, what difference does that make? And signing, what's his face, Werner on a permanent. That's not a difference maker. So, yeah, Tottenham not doing anything. Liverpool, I'm seeing that people are trying to say, oh, well, Liverpool, just relax, yeah. Liverpool, they will come good. But their preparations for their transfer activity to getting started is really lackluster and is so dangerous, because all of your best and most ideal targets for your new manager, very, very new manager, could have gone out the window. And then you're hampering the beginning of his new regime. You don't want to be doing that to your newly arrived manager. You just don't. Manchester City, quiet on the City front. Big speculation about the outgoings. Just doing the pre-agreed Savio deal. Outside of that, who else? Realistically, big speculation about Julian Alvarez. Oh, could he be going? Could he be staying? And then, of course, Saudi Arabia trying to, poach some of the bigger talents. But ultimately, the Manchester City squad, the only signings they're making at the moment are for the academy, which, in terms of the academy, it's fair business. Fair business. But in terms of first team and rejuvenation, reconfiguration, re-energize the midfield, and the midfield looks like its legs are a little bit wobbly. I mean, you've only really got Rodri in that midfield, and then you've not really got anybody else that's significant in their role to provide stability, to provide strength, and then to provide depth. I mean, Kovacic is not really big, big presence. Matheus Nunes, not a big presence. So it's every club. I mean, Chelsea not really signing the big difference maker players, but still splurging the cash on a load of random people. Literally, it's like your scouting network in FIFA. You just sign whoever's on your first page and leave it at that. Overpay, because the scouting thing doesn't actually tell you how much the player value is, so you have to guess. I think this player's worth 20 million. You sign the player, you find out his market value is like 2 million. You're like, well, I signed the player. He's my player now, and then you find out his potential's like 75 overall rated. And like, fuck's sakes. So yeah, I think a lot of clubs are slow, like really, really slow. And I think Manchester United, we've acted with a bit more decisiveness and speed when we've had, all the deals, ticking everything off as we go along. But this pre-season tour, for some reason, the second the tour happens, we will fly out on tour. Everyone just stops working. It's like the teachers just left the classroom and all the kids are just starting to make paper airplanes out of their examination papers and sending them out the window. I mean, what's going on? Why have the cogs in the Ineos machine stopped turning? Who knows? And will we get a resurgence on the market front once we return? If that be the case, if I could look forward into the future and say that was the case, then I cannot wait for this tour to be over. Quite frankly, honest, I've not enjoyed what this tour's brought us. I haven't enjoyed it whatsoever. So, that's where I'm at. You guys let me know what your thoughts and your feelings about this whole situation on the transfer front. And whether this whole pre-season tour, this big money-making exercise, is the big fundamental reason as to perhaps why our summer transfer window might end up being worse than it should be. And let's not forget, we were saying 7, like 6, 7, 8 signings. Some people say 9, 10, 11. We've only made 2. By the time we make a third, Man City will be right on our doorstep with the Community Shield game. After that will be another 10 days, I think it is, until Fulham. And we've only done 2 deals, and we'll have only done 2 deals for incomings. It's not really good enough, is it? But anyways, guys, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe. On the road to 300. Let's see how quickly we can get to that milestone and continue our onwards and upwards trajectory to the promised land. You know, subscribe to my channel with the efficiency and the speed and the aggressiveness of Ineos when they were signing Joshua Zirkzee and bloody Lenioro. Do that. Yeah, do that. Don't do anything else. Just do that. But anyways, I'll have another video lined up as well. Another video. I shall send it out. Send it out there tomorrow morning. I'll send it out tomorrow morning, and it shall be about Sir Jim's rat, and the grand master plan that seems to be coming out of the woodworks for a new SoFi Stadium in the red part of Manchester. Why not just dig the whole stadium, just the whole part of Los Angeles, just that whole part of just pick up Englewood and fly it over to the UK and just park it right there next to Old Trafford. See what people say. But we shall get onto that when the video comes out. So yes, until then, guys, it's goodbye from me. And also, don't forget to leave your thoughts down in the comment section about the predicament on the signings front for Manchester United. But also talk about all the other clubs as well. You know, what's going on with your clubs, whichever club it is you support. Let us know, because I'm sure that we'll have a show coming up at some point this week, which I'll probably look to invite a couple of guests on for. And we're going to talk about all other clubs, as that's what it says in the channel. We talk about not just Manchester United, but we'll occasionally talk about other clubs in the Prem and across Europe as well, and the rest of the world. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. Keep your eyes peeled for tomorrow morning. If you want a reminder, make sure the notification bell switched on when you do sub. And yeah, we'll catch you again tomorrow morning with the stadium vid. Until then, take care, stay blessed, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday nights, whatever it is you may be doing.